Are we ready to finally see Naruto headband get thrown out? Yes, absolutely yes.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Hello friends and welcome back to ReddX, your source for the freshest daily cringe content anywhere on the internet. Promise, swearsies, it's just a fact and it's totally science. Go ahead and look it up, please. Today we're jumping back into r/LegbeardStories. Oh yeah, we gotta get that unfortunate nookie up and out. We're on part 24 out of 33. Oh, it's so close. I can almost taste it. Catharsis is coming. But first, we have to plow through another part that involves Naruto headband. Oh my god, we got a break. A little bit of a reprieve for 2 parts, and they were so delicious and wonderful. I mean, we still had to deal with unfortunate Nookie, but nothing is quite as bad as Naruto headband in my experience. I really hope that he gets what's coming to him. You know, the title seems to prelude to that just a little bit, but I don't know if it's actually going to happen considering how many more parts we have to go. So I guess I'm just going to have to keep my fingers crossed. We'll all have to keep our fingers crossed. I'm sure there will be some unfortunate Nookie in here as well. A bit of a derpy Legbeard to give us a reprieve from the horrible neckbeard that infests this story. But we got to be brave. OP was brave enough to write it, so I am brave enough to read it. Let's go ahead and we'll get some plugs and disclaimers out of the way, and then we will dive right into some of this LegbeardStories cringe. Unfortunate Nookie Part 24. The blindness of beards. Leave, Naruto headband. See what I mean? Does he leave in this one? He probably doesn't. OP tries to get him to leave and he just kind of refuses to. I already know deep down in my heart that that is exactly what's going to happen, but just let me hold on to hope for a little bit longer, would ya? And regarding the blindness of beards, I mean, yeah, it's kind of what makes a beard, is that world-renowned lack of self-awareness. But let's see what it is we got. Hi again! Hi, user that green bear! It's me, the most patient of all OPs. You know, that's not a compliment if you've been reading the saga. Yeah, a lot of people have gotten pretty frustrated, but I think it does paint a picture of just how long this went on for. I don't think we've had another saga that put us so firmly into an OP's shoes. So it is both a blessing and a curse. Are we ready to finally see Naruto headband get thrown out? Yes, absolutely yes.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Oh God, I have been waiting for this for so long. Of course, not safe for work warnings. Neckbeards are gross, and this story is no exception. You have been warned. Things get ridiculously heavy, so feel free to nope out whenever you need to. Ain't no shame in that, of course. Are you new to this saga? Well, you're in the wrong place. I recommend checking out the Unfortunate Nookie playlist by ReddX, which is down in the description. And yes, it is quite beefy. Last part before this one was here, next part over here, and we got our cast list. Unfortunate Nookie, our resident leggy, the queen of pity, the misunderstood heroine of our saga. Woe was her. And if the woe wasn't her, well, it should be Panty Flash. Oh God, please never do that again. There was a comment regarding the panty flashing in the last episode saying, Unfortunate Nookie just wanted to show OP the real hair devil. Oh, I have been slain again by the comments section. Only the most beautiful minds consume neckbeard content, as we all well know by now. We've also got Greenie, who is our OP, losing my goddamn mind ever so slowly, starting to boil over. Yes, pour out the vitriol. I thirst. Naruto headband, of course, is one of Unfortunate Nookie's many exes and OP's fiance for some reason. He is definitely a narcissistic sociopath. He thinks he's better than you and doesn't care about anyone except for himself. OP doesn't matter unless she's fun to be around. Classic neckbeard nice guy treatment there, isn't it? Just be a piece of furniture until I need you. Jesus Christ. If you don't know why he's the worst, even outside of that statement, you shall soon shortly see. Mimic is a friend that I shared a first name with, had a crush on Naruto headband at the dawn of time, and is now dating Ballet Beard. She's studying to be a seamstress like Unfortunate Nookie had been, about to graduate, unlike Unfortunate Nookie, but just like Brute had done. Buddha is OP's online big brother, Beard on the inside, which Naruto headband really loved to pick on. Sometimes he gets the Arnold voice, sometimes he gets the laid-back Serpent voice. But he is the Buddha. Not a speck of beard on the inside, of course. He is a true friend, a true bro, and he cared for OP more than her roommates. I guess let's just go smash into this train wreck. I've been prepping myself for it, and I'm finally ready. Feed me the cringe, baby!
Feed me! Feed me!
Where last we left off, Unfortunate Nookie, of course, made everything about her. She got mad that I wouldn't take orders for souvenirs from Japan, still obsessed over my weight loss in comparison to hers. She was basically trying to take over my life, become a complete doppelganger. I finally got her to leave my house, but she took my job in the process. That was painful. I tried to tell her to stop competing with me, and she threatened to kill herself if I kept blaming her for what she felt she hadn't done. I just took the blame, and she came to my movie night to be Nookie. But luckily, I have been told in the last post that that was the last party that she's gonna ruin. So we've all learned our lesson now, right? Maybe, almost. We'll see. Sometime during high school, I realized that my dream job was to become a veterinarian. So last year of high school, I took the entrance exam and failed, since I had basically zero time to prep for it. The next year, I was studying for it and was gonna try again. I wanted to ace it. I am a hard-working person, but I somehow forgot about the beard lurking in my corner. Yeah, you might be dating him or whatever, but that doesn't mean he wants you to be happy. He is going to drag you down to be just as miserable as he is. And I guess let's see the way in which he decides to do that. Naruto headband would try to pry me away from studying because, yeah, he wanted sex. Can this not wait? Can you not go diddle your dangle somewhere else? I told him no, I'm busy, but he would not leave me alone. I'd go to the library to try and focus. He would send me horny and whiny messages constantly while I was away trying to study. So I would silence the phone and continue to study. I would come back and he was just hounding me. Still. We gotta do something about this young man's libido. I mean, kicking the nuts would work. Vasectomy will give you a few days. Maybe we just, take his nuts off. That would solve like multiple problems at once. Kill a billion beards with 2 eggs, if you know what I'm saying. Luckily, I don't think he has ever reproduced, and I can only hope beyond hope that it stays that way. Anyways, you know how in psychology there's this metaphor for holding a glass of water, and if you hold it for a while, that's not a problem. Anyone can hold a glass of water, but if you have to hold it for minutes, hours, days, it gets painful and extremely difficult. Just try it if you don't believe me. Doesn't even have to be a glass of water. It could be literally anything. Muscle fatigue is real. And so is brain fatigue, I do suppose. And this is what happened with me saying no to Naruto headband endlessly asking for sex. I'd say no over and over for hours, for days. And he would just keep at it. Keep at me. insult me and put me down, or hit me, not letting me sleep, not letting me eat, until he finally got me to stop saying no. That's not a yes, that's just not saying no anymore. And OP elucidates, yeah, even if I said nothing, that was good enough for him.
You can't call this rape because you didn't say no.
Actions speak louder than words, my beardy, specimen. I was gonna say beardy friend, but this dude would never be my friend in a million lifetimes. I would beat him to death in the street with a rock before I would ever even consider just having a beer with him. It would mess me up. Even after years of this, it would just completely fuck me up. I was so exhausted and physically hurting. I couldn't just go back to reading medical books or continue my day like nothing happened. I needed to do something to recharge and at least try to feel better, so I'd browse the internet or draw. Naruto headband.
No wonder you can't even get into veterinary school when I never see you study.
Yeah, that's because I can't study here. Why do I have to explain anything to you? God, I am just waiting for the hammer to drop and wipe that smug look off his face. He would constantly pull me away when I was trying to focus and study, and then he blamed me for not studying. Duh. If I had the gall to call him out on this fact, he said that
I shouldn't blame him for my own shortcomings.
I was just so tired. Naruto headband himself eventually applied for a school for animation, and he was super confident that he would ace the entrance exam. So confident, in fact, that he left all the assignments to the very last minute. In a panic, he was going to give up without trying. What an idiot, dude. He really doesn't even want to try and be a better person, pursue something that you're passionate about, get some modicum of success going in your life so you won't be such a miserable bag of trash. Nope, it's just easier to lay down and die, I guess. Ugh. Naruto headband.
Screw this. These aren't good enough. I won't even try to send them in.
OP, don't say that. You won't know if you don't try. Come on, you've actually finished all the assignments and there's still plenty of time to submit them and fill out the survey. I think you've done well with the assignments. Naruto headband.
What the hell do you know, you whore?
Jesus Christ. This is your fiance you're talking to.
You're not the one judging the entries. No one cares about what you fucking think.
Well, so much for trying to be encouraging, I suppose. He crumpled up his assignments and threw them and the pen that I gave him to fill out the survey into my face. Luckily, I didn't lose an eye. He was just in a ball, sobbing.
He bitch made.
It's okay for a man to cry, but the Naruto headband ain't no man. Not really. He's a beard in a boy costume. After marking this event down in my huge list of OP will remember this, I calmly picked up his assignments, the survey, and the pen from the floor and took them to him. My tone was calm. OP, don't give up without trying. If you don't try, then you will never get in. Even if these are complete garbage, which they aren't, you still have a chance to make it in. But only if you submit your application. All you have to do is be among the best of those who apply. You're almost there. Just fill in the survey and we can send these off, okay? Do you think that he actually does? Listen to OP for once in his life? No, I'm pretty sure he's determined to fail. I'd say it's solely thanks to me that he made it into that school. Holy crap, he actually did it? Well, high five, OP. I'm surprised by that one. I helped him get where he wanted to go in life. He was just in my way to get to mine. Why I helped him was because he was still, despite everything, one of mine. And I was, as always, constantly being strung along to prove to him how much I cared and how loyal I was, for him only to give me scraps at best. And of course, Greenie is never going to get any recognition from this beard, but I do applaud you for pushing your fiance at the time forward. You've probably heard it said before, behind every great man is an even greater woman, and it definitely holds true in my case. I laid down, I was ready to die. I was writing ad copy for like 800 to $1,000 per month, 12-hour days, basically constantly. And wifey came to me and said, "Baby, you deserve better." And I don't know if I really believed it at the time, but she made me see it. That's the reason that I continued on with the YouTube channel, and the whole reason that our life has changed so amazingly drastically in only a year. So yes, I got big love for Greenie regarding this, and of course, the biggest love for my wife, who has made all of this possible. The comment section really should thank her. She's the only reason that these videos are still coming out. It's been a while since I had a wife tangent, so I figured I should just throw that in there. All of this was feeding into my self-harming behavior. I didn't feel like I had anyone to talk to, and Naruto Headband and UNFORTUNE kept minimizing and denying that I had any problems. I tried to get in on the program. Oh God, how I wished I actually didn't have any problems at all, but if you don't talk about stuff, then it builds up, and it starts twisting. I couldn't talk, so I cut. And I cut more and more, and I was running out of easy-to-hide spots on my body, just no more room. And I did attempt to hide all my self-harm because it was my personal, private battle with myself. I didn't make Facebook posts about it like NOOKIE would to try and milk it for attention, and I hated her for how she made a show out of everything. I want to be very clear here that you can talk about it with somebody that you trust without making it a show. I find that in 90% of cases, talking to somebody helps, no matter what the problem is. You just need a little bit of perspective. So, you know, even a stranger online, there are places that you can go to talk to a therapist online. And they generally offer pretty good advice. I've had to reset my compass in that way a couple of times. I was allergic to behaving like UNFORTUNE. I was terrified that people would see me as attention-seeking, draining, and fake as she was. There were too many parallels between us now, and I was trying my hardest to not be her, to convince myself with little success that, yeah, while we now look the same and have mostly the same friends and the same hobbies, and we're both depressed and anxious and self-destructive, I'm not like her. Right? Am I? Jesus. It ate at me all day, every day. I refused to eat. I was popping laxatives at worst, like a whole batch meant to last a month in one go. Jesus. Is that where the weight loss is coming from? Holy crap, man. I'm pretty sure you can get like dangerously dehydrated from doing that. But I guess just another speed bump on the road to self-destruction. It's really bad, Greenie. I also started eating painkillers for no reason other than seeing if I would dare to OD. Again, don't do this, guys. 100% not worth it, no matter how badly you are doing in life. That's right, the dawn will come again. You will get through this. Life only moves forward, and you gotta move forward with it. You know what I'm saying? But I did this stuff without drawing attention to it. I saw the parallels between NOOKIE and I did not want to be like her at all, ever. I shut down. I got quiet. Outside, there was nothing. I was passive and tired, but fine. Inside, the things that I were holding in were literally eating me alive. It's okay to let go of the things that hurt you. There are friends that are willing. There are strangers on the internet that are willing. You don't have to keep carrying this around with you. And I wish I could go back in time and tell you all of that. But I guess we can only move forward from where we are currently. I remember being in a weird fog state. and spending the morning of my restaurant shift at work cutting my hands with a shard of glass, from my wrists to my fingertips, full of tiny, shallow cuts in a trance-like state. God damn. Just full-on ketchup hands, with tens, if not hundreds, of tiny cuts. Unfortunate Nookie walked in unannounced for yet another free lunch. This was the time that she bitched about her cousin graduating from high school, and how she, unlike her lazy, entitled cousin, had earned everything she had in life. Just like she earned my other job at the reptile house, or earned living in my apartment, or all the gift art or art trades that she never finished her half of, or the lawyer's plane tickets, etc. You know her well enough by now to know the absolute audacity of this bitch. But this lunch is forever burned into my mind due to the emotional roller coaster that I was experiencing. At first, I was terrified of seeing her there. She's gonna notice my hands. Crap. Can't wear rubber gloves or hide my hands. How can I explain why my hands are bloody? Oh God, oh crap. I don't think she's gonna notice, OP. She's so self-absorbed that if she notices at all, it's gonna be a miracle. But then I realized, yeah, she was so self-absorbed in her story about how there's nothing special about her crappy cousin who had already achieved more in life already than she ever would, that she didn't notice me at all. She was more focused on herself than Ron Jeremy sucking himself off. I was shocked. And then slowly I became half desperate and half angry. Did she really not see what was right in front of her? No, she didn't. After 24 parts with these beards, I've said it before, I can predict basically everything that they're going to do. I ain't a sidekick or nothing. You just kind of see the pattern. I tested the waters. I was so mad that she was oblivious, so I leaned my shredded, still bleeding hands on my face and listened to her. I even made noises at her like, uh-huh, really? I see. But she did not even once look at me. She never noticed that I had cuts and blood all over my hands, and she was centimeters away from me. She left without ever noticing that anything was amiss. That is an accomplishment. How is one person possibly that oblivious? God damn, dude. I'm not even mad. I'm impressed. Nookie was satisfied that she had stated her superiority and martyrdom. She'd been living with me and Naruto headband for months and had never noticed anything either. As long as I performed as desired, I was practically invisible. I hadn't felt so alone since my mother died. I was lonelier and more desperate than that BDSM lawyer that Nookie stood up. I wondered what my mother would have to say about my life in its current state, and I winced under her imagined disappointment at me. I don't think she would be disappointed in you, Greenie. I think she would be furious with the beards. If myself and the people in the comments are understanding of what you're going through, then yeah, a mother's understanding has way more depth than mine. So of course she would understand the situation and forgive you. Hopefully try to help you out of it, but unfortunately, she's not there anymore, so it's up to you to get yourself out. And while it might be difficult, I definitely believe in your ability to do it. I mean, I know you've already done it, but I'm just going along with the stream of the story, all right? Bear with me. I was getting more and more hopeless. I tried to tell Unfortunate Nookie that I'm feeling suicidal and like I'm being replaced as a reason why I didn't want to see her and why it hurts to see her overall, because she couldn't stop hurting me as much as I tried to ask her to stop. I mean, she's got her own list of problems. She is so physically incapable of any sort of empathy. It's like what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object, you know? Greenie is gonna need more force behind her unstoppable force to move Nookie's immovable empathy object, or lack of empathy object, I guess. Unfortunately, then texts me with a response to all this.
Sorry for being such a piece of shit. I'm gonna hit myself in the head with a hammer until I die.
Marty!
Promise me. Promise me that you will do just what you said and that you'll live stream it. That is super dark, but honestly, I'm so done with Nookie's antics as well. She is the absolute worst. As if we didn't know. I just couldn't find a space for my feelings. I went through the motions of telling her that she shouldn't. It's fine. I'm fine. Let's forget about it. I'm sorry for upsetting her. And I was left to slowly boil. It was actually Buddha who first noticed. Even though we only spoke through text, he hadn't even seen me. And he picked up that I was really and truly not okay. He blew up at me and came clean that he's super worried that I'm going to accidentally kill myself when I explain my tremors and weakness, nearly fainting, blurred vision, fast heart rate, postural dizziness, etc., which could lead to a heart attack caused by overdosing on laxatives, which I had been doing for months at this time. Is that dehydration? Is that something else? I mean, all that sounds like something that just Gatorade alone ain't gonna fix. Holy God. Where's all this laxative money coming from? This is too wild, man. I didn't even know that that was a thing. OP obviously knew that it was a thing, but she said that she didn't know about the side effects, you see. I was just eating them and painkillers excessively because I kinda just wanted to die. But I was too scared to do anything more effective. When he told me that I had almost killed myself, I threw the laxatives away. I broke down and I cried. And I spoke to Buddha about how Naruto Headband was treating me and how I felt about Unfortunate Nookie's behavior towards me and how I just didn't know what to do anymore. Next one to notice was Mimic. I hadn't seen Mimic in weeks since she had been busy with her finals, but I met her in passing and she immediately zoned in on my scars and intervened. We had a heart-to-heart and I just broke down and cried. Mimic asked, "Does Naruto Headband know how I'm doing?" OP responds, "I honestly don't know. He's seen me naked, obviously, but he's not said anything about my scars. There's more under my clothes. I just don't know how to stop anymore." Definitely not anything that I've experienced. I wish I had some advice for you on that, but really all I can say is therapy. Please seek some professional help if this is happening to you. I couldn't look Mimic in the eye, and I couldn't stop crying. I rarely looked anyone in the eyes anymore. I avoided mirrors. The shame and the guilt were just too overbearing. I hated myself so much by this point. Mimic, well, he's your fiancé. He has an obligation to care for you. You need to tell him. OP, I'm scared to tell him. Mimic, it's okay. I'll come back you up. Let's tell him together. And backup is a thing that definitely works, since Naruto Headband likes to keep up this facade of being a normal person. And so, they did. They confronted Naruto Headband about OP's self-harm with Mimic as support. I sat with Mimic on our living room sofa, and Naruto Headband sat on the floor, playing Monster Hunter. Oh yes, you have my undivided attention. What a dill. He didn't look at her or me. I remember his backside vividly. Even so, I poured my heart out, voice shaking, having to catch my breath so I didn't choke on the lump in my throat. I shook like a leaf, but I powered through. I told him how I felt hurt, and ignored, and how I need someone to talk to. And I need help to stop hating myself so much that I would hurt myself. How I just wanted to die. And that I need him to support me because I could not do this alone. Naruto Headband did not look at me once as I told him all of this and just kept on gaming. The silence stretched as he gamed on, and I sat on the sofa shaking and crying, losing whatever hope I had beyond hope with each passing second. I don't know what I expected, but it wasn't this quite literal cold shoulder. He is just so inhuman, dude. I'm absolutely shocked that he didn't at least try to play the good boyfriend for the sake of Mimic, but honestly, Mimic also probably sees past his mask by this point. So yes, prioritize Monster Hunter over your fiance who is literally spilling her guts to you. You know you can pause Monster Hunter, right? Even if it's online, just walk away. This is important. The thing that's happening here and now. And much like me, Mimic lost it. Mimic, for heaven's sake, Naruto Headband, are you even listening? OP is pouring her heart out and needs you to support her now more than ever. She's your fiance. You have an obligation to help her if you're going to spend the rest of your life with her. What do you have to say for yourself? Naruto Headband did a full body sigh where his shoulders raised and dropped dramatically. Still without turning to face me or her, he said with an extremely put upon voice, I know what you want me to do and how to do it. You don't have to keep whining about it. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. What a bag of trash. Never looking me in the eye, he turned off the gaming console and went to bed. This is a pretty good way to get stabbed to death in your sleep, isn't it? Jesus, just when I don't think I can hate him anymore, he returns and I find out that, oh, yeah, of course I can. Depression and sadness are passive emotions. Anger is a reactive emotion. My father is a pacifist and always encouraged me to solve things without violence and by being even kinder. My mother always told me that everyone has their reasons and told me that I should try and understand instead of reacting with anger. And this had twisted me into the many times folded doormat that I was. I was passive and punished myself for basically everything. But I had finally started to reach my breaking point. My kindness and patience had reached its limit. Even my pot was not bottomless, and we had been scraping the bottom for a fucking long time as is. My massive depression flared into anger from Naruto Headband's response to my plea for help. It wasn't a volcano erupting, it was more like a sniper shot with a silencer. I popped. Okay, but don't actually stab him to death. I said that as a joke. Just to be really clear, I'm not advocating anything like that. But Greenie did the right thing. No violence involved, but she did kick Naruto Headband out. I told him to go home. We weren't broken up though, but we were on break. I can't recall if we were on break from his suggestion or my genuine fear that him leaving meant that he'd kill me, but I did at least throw him out of our apartment. Progress, baby steps. I'm here for it. As soon as I threw him out, he instantly saw the error of his ways and had learned what I needed and wanted. He just needed me to let him come home to show me. Yeah, we've seen this circus act before, right? The perfect boyfriend for about a month before lapsing back into his old ways. He doesn't want to change. He wants to put the mask back on long enough for you to let him back in and we can continue the status quo. And I truly hope that Greenie doesn't let it happen. I said, I don't believe him. Oh my God, that's beautiful. And he needs to really think on where he went wrong for longer than 15 goddamn minutes. Unfortunately, This wasn't the end with me and Naruto headband. He managed to trick me later again still. Oh no. I thought we were getting so close. I really do want to believe the best in people, and it has been my downfall for years at this point. Sigh. Next part, I finally yeet Nookie though. Like a real yeeting though.
Hey, let me see. The fuck? Yeet!
Don't promise me something that you ain't gonna deliver, all right? And we also get to the delicious aftermath with receipts from everyone that she
Didn't want to involve in the drama.
and of course she did that by involving them in all of the drama. Lol. That's so Nookie. I didn't have to lift a finger, and she went ahead and got herself the punishment that she deserved. The time of beard cleaning had finally arrived. They have finally pushed me too far. Ah. Remember, laughter is the music of the soul. If you can laugh at it, you can get over it. Also, aim to shower daily, cause it's good for you. Greenie, out. God, what a couple of dirtbags. I'm so glad that OP finally sees it, is finally taking steps to get them out of her life. We've got 9 parts left to go, so I know it's not going to be the quick, explosive process that, I prefer fireworks, but at least they're on their way out. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how YouTube is going to feel about the monetization on this one, since it does mention quite a few dark topics, but it's kind of par for the course as far as Unfortunate Nookie goes, honestly. Not the first one to get demonetized in the series, and probably won't be the last, honestly. If that does happen, I might have to go through, add some edits, and if I did, then you probably heard the edits, so thank you for sticking through whether I did or I didn't. I know this was a really dark episode, but I've been promised catharsis. It's coming soon. I know it is. I'm also holding on to hope. Part 25 is coming up next. Good God, please let Nookie be gone for good. Well, maybe not for good, because then we'd just be left with Naruto headbands, and that sounds terrifying as well. I don't know how to feel. I'm so conflicted. What I'm not conflicted about is you guys liking, commenting, and or subscribing on the video. That is so appreciated all the time, always. You can also share the video around. I don't know if this is necessarily the one to share around, but there's lots of good stuff that you could choose to do that with. Maybe if you've noticed somebody close to you going through the same thing, and if you think my advice is legit. Again, I'm not a therapist. My advice is mostly go talk to a therapist, but it might help somebody out there to know that they're not alone. So I definitely do appreciate the post. I appreciate you guys listening. Also, check out those links in the description, of course. We got, plugs, playlists, podcasts, Spotify, Twitter, all that stuff. Basically, anywhere podcasts are, I'm there too. We've also got social medias, Twitter, Discord, Facebook. Hey, come on through, say hello. And of course, my gorgeous, wonderful, beautiful, generous patrons over on Patreon. I'd like to thank them very much. So thank you. Robert Waits, Camille Sarah, Logan Wolf, Conrad Ingy. Hey, Mr. ReddX, sir, I really need them spicy flu fun bucks. I stand there redeemed for 30% of their value in pirate gold. I mean, you gotta talk to Ramtide about that one. I got no hold over the pirate gold. Captain Clown Jerry, Hong Kong, Erin W, Twisted Child, Sarah Wanawash, Cinnamon Susie, For Auld Lang Syne, Jari the Pirate. Just Ears, Reap Random Yelps, Jerry. Yeah, I'll go for that. Silent Revolver, The Original Jerry, Jerish Kitsune, Satori, 211 Jerry, a Jury, a Juggler Jerry, I fucked it up already. A Justy Jargonian Jerry, Alunia Demonista, Althea Blue, Anunnaki, Assassin Pug Jerry, Bang Bang, Atheist Jerry, he's so euphoric. Aurora Wildheart, The Moon Baron, Grizzly Bailey Joy, Bearded Jerry, Pitch Gremlin, Blade the Hero, Blip Bloop Jerry, Commander J Tank, Confederate Jew, Dennis Dayton, Dinosaur Nightlight, Disposable Waifu, Dr. Larks, Emergent Jewel, Aaron Lennox, fell down this pipe running from a walking mushroom thing with eyes. I ended up in the attic. It smells like marbles in here, Mr. J. Frozen Over Studios, Fire Drake, Gypsy, Hadrian BR, I can't help falling in love with Jerry. I really ruined that too. I'm just off my game today. I'm Slim Jerry, yes, I'm the real Jerry. All you want to Slim Jerry's are just imitating Irish pirates. Top of the morning to ya. Itchy Nuts, just scratching, bro. A pimp named Jay Crisp, yes, you have to say the whole thing. J.M. Coon, Jennifer Schaefer, Jerry Smith Barbatus Cervicus, Jerry Blacktail, Jerry Nice, Jerry Evil, Jerry the Outlaw Mother Trucker, honk honk. Jerry was a race car driver, and I got my super back. But we were round 2, and my tires hit a bunch of marbles, and it spun out. I hope you got insurance, bro. Are you insured by survival? John Hero, John, Jerry, Jingleheimer Schmitz, Simbufa, because if you're boofing is free, KJW, Kajow, Crewhee, Miss Monday, Lord, Jerryo, like and subscribe. That is so good, dude. Holy crap. Like and subscribe. Milady Dix, Melgar the Destroyer, Metal Fector, more metal than Arthur, Henry, Jerry, and Tom. Citation needed. Mr. Carrot 797, Mikola Demikiev, Natari, Needless King 89. Is that like a parody of Needless Things? That's a pretty deep cut, bro, I think. Nightmare Jerry, Orgami Jerry Steve, Patron Saint of Chicken Nuggies, Saint Jerry, Phantom of the Pines, Jerrykins and Jerry Beth, Rose, Jerry Miller, TSM Kirby, Sarita the Lolita, Saucy Octopus, Silo Imp, slipped on the marble and into the neckbeard world. Welcome to my world. Staples, aka Jerry Yeet, Stephanie Goodner, Synaptic Boomstick, Brilliant Tomago, Tapioca Boogaloo, Teddy the Police, Tento Monster, the Italian Greyhound, Dino, the Life Bearded, with Jerry Zissou, the Token Trans Queen Jerry, funny name pending. Yeah, we'll get there, don't worry. The one true Fusky, Tom, but it's the Jerry on the inside that counts. Church, Unbusy Bee, hey, welcome to the fold. Viking Jerry, we had to go after ReddX to distract everyone from Marble Jerry getting lost again on their way to the roller ring. Again, life is cyclical. WikiTac, welcome to the fold as well, friend. Will Mags, Comrade Mooney, Kira, you're a wizard, Jerry. Redwind, Nagaviper, Side Jerry the Cyborg, Saints Blessing, a normal Jerry, now in development by ReddX Industries, Jerry Berries, the new Skittles, taste the berries. We're gonna need to work on that slogan, but I like what you're doing there. Hunter of Jerry's, devourer of all things tasty, it is Tom, Admiral T-Tank, Amara Alder, Atomic Jerryzilla, Breaker of the Tom Army, AZ, Babsy Goon, Barbushka's Irradiated Jam, Bartender Kelia, Blue Dubs, Broken Spy Horseradish. But look, I made you some content. Dayton made you your favorite. Open wide. You're gonna love it, maybe. The original different Jerry, that's Cake Jerry, California Jerry Girl, Chevron 7 locked, Comrade Jerry, provider of marbles. Oh my god, now we have a source. Furry Worry Awoo Jerry, Cryptitties, the Fawn Jerry, DM Beard, a roll for seduction, a roll for seduction. Dopamine Day Jerryus, Electrical Fennec, Ghost of Alpha, Heek Not, Holy Berry Jerry, Hydra Jerry Solomon, Janet the Jerry. Where do all these marbles keep coming from? Now we know. Jeffrey, Geralt of Rivia, Jerry and Tom versus Happy New Year's Weird Apocalypse, Jerry the Sussy Baka, Jerry's mom has got it going on. Check out that mustache on Jerry Aldo Rivera. Yeah, gets the ladies going. Jerry Bean, yum, Jerry Roxas, yay. Jerry's STI pit maneuver the van and save the marbles. All happy day. Jerry role-playing game. Judge Jerry and Executioner, Kid Marvelous, King Tom, Kitzikin, Life of a Guardian, Little Ann Woods, Lucian Lovecraft, Machia, CD. Maybe next time. Milkfed Gimp, Miss Duchess, not Invisible Angel. One leg Jerry found a chest full of marbles. My goodness, we're all rich now, kinda, in marbles. Okay, we can. Put your emotions on hold and let's talk about these nuts. It's an unfortunate nookie callback. I love it. Ghosty, Raptor Art. She's my Jerry Pie. Go drink a Mountain Dew. What a big surprise. Sheep Jerry, working at Joanne Fabrics. And they don't carry marbles.
What's happening with the marbles?
I'm losing my marbles, boy. Snary, that's Snom Jerry. Spoony the Rogue. Spoopy, Scary Jerry Tons. Techno Dubs, the gaslighting Jerry. Help, the Terry that stole my channels onto me. He knows that I found the secret of the Terrys, Toms, and Jerry's, and I can't read the rest. I don't know what's going on. The Necro Jerry Con, the original Jerry, not to Infinite Jerry and beyond. Definitely. Tuna Fish Jerry, Tom Promise Jerry Swears, although bad Jerry, Tom Big Boy, the Switch, facts, holy size, go ahead and look it up and buy it. I mean, all the rest of the video. Does that make sense? Also, thank you to my $1 patrons. Beautiful people that they are. Oh, beautiful Jerry's, how I love you. Let me count the ways. Definitely keeping this channel going in more ways than one. Paying for my editor, paying for thumbnail art, paying for the podcast. The Patreon is super, super important. So thank you guys for helping me out with that. Obviously, I hope some more people will consider signing up on the Patreon, but if you can't afford to do it right now, don't sweat it too hard, friends. I just appreciate you coming on through and hanging out with me, and I hope that you come on back and hang out with me again tomorrow. In order to do so, you need to keep yourself safe out there, wash your hands, but also take some time out and do something that you personally enjoy today. Maybe like watching some more ReddX videos, if you please. Always remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, and you definitely deserve it. I shall see you in the next one. And until then, friends, bye-bye.